We are reviewing a man named Aurinko. He is 3245. Gonna be on Oasis. I don't know. Oh, we will see the game. So he's about 100 SR above the average of this game. So we're gonna see Winston on Oasis. Hold on, I'm paranoid.
Let's go in.
Alright, it's a close match at least. It's a close match, we'll go it. We don't need all 1080s of that P. Come on. So, you know what? I'll just start the review over. So we are watching Aurinko. He is a 3245 SR Winston. We saw just a little bit before. The game is played at like a 3150. So we're just going to see how he goes from there. So he's a little bit above the average, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter. I think people's SRs, you know, I say plus minus 500, even up to 1,000. So yeah, no big deal about where you place with the game, within the game itself. Okay. I like the decision to find your strongest matchup and then went for it. But if nothing else, you push them out and your team got the point first. And I think that was thanks to your attack on the right flank when you went to try to finish off the Genji. Not a big deal there. You just kind of got mobbed. Oh, also they Ana boosted, so that's no problem. Dropping bubbles too quick? It's hard to say at this time. Okay. I like this. He straight up ignored the Zarya. And that was I would actually say that was a good shield there. I know Hog destroyed it instantly, but that 600 damage his McCree that was right in front of him didn't take. And those that don't know it, McCree has 200 health, so saving 600 damage there is big news. This is good, sticking on that. A big part of Winston is landing your leaps. That 50 damage is tremendously important. That happens. But that will happen a little bit less now that Roadhog's getting his damage changed. This is fine, yeah, just ignore that. That was a rough time for them to ult. More people upset about the Roadhog quote-unquote nerf. He's fine.
They're sleeping top left.
A little bit early on the ult, but hey, that's whatever. If you wanted to disrupt them, I mean, you sure as hell did that. Remember, the ult does heal. So So use that to your advantage. Yeah, use some damage first. You get, you know, even if you get to 300 hit points, just use ult after that. But definitely jump in. Use your leap because it's going to get off cooldown immediately.
Heal me!
Someone's behind you. Or someone's hogs. Yeah, there he is. That just has to do with sound. Don't say... Oh, man. Guys, don't say ridiculous stuff like... He's bad at... What did you just say? He's bad as a straight brawler now, but better as a positional punisher. Listen, he's the same goddamn hero. Okay, this is... Ana being a 300 hit point target.
Very low.
There you go. Hopefully that kills him. It didn't. I was going to say that was going to be close. I don't think it was going to get knocked off, but it was worth a shot. So far, it's not terrible Winstoning for your skill level. There is, like, there's minor adjustments you can make. I know there's like you can with proper timing the melee, you can get rid of the ending animation on leap. Stuff like that.
Need to focus and more.
But Winston is one of who am I kidding? He is the best tank right now. The problem is a lot of the targets you're going after, I think it's usually Ana. And a good Ana, yeah. Bionic Grenade makes her difficult to kill as well as Sleep Dart. The melee cancel doesn't actually work, but it's still good burst damage. Yeah, that's how... You can look at it both ways. I don't play him that much, but I heard it did cancel some type of animation. But the burst damage immediately... that's still questionable. He does 60... So the way Winston's damage works is 20 ticks a second, and each tick does 3 damage. So armor does cut your damage in half because of how low damage you do. And here we go. This is good. The other thing is you're not playing the shield game as strong as you could. I think that's one of the biggest parts about Winston.
Good work.
Landing your leaps and then playing the shield game where you're always on, you know, the opposite side of the shield as the enemy. How much damage does melee do? It does 30. But Winston does 60 damage a second. Oh. And that right there is why Winston's so good. It's just... It's so consistent, his damage. It's so fucking consistent. If you can be near someone, you know they're taking 60 damage a second. And he has the hit points to just follow someone for a bit. Okay. So this is... I like what you're doing here.
Thank you.
Even if you don't kill this soldier... Oh, you do kill him, so that's even better. Essentially, what you did there is you just found one target and you just made his life shit. That's great. But you split their push in half. As the team pushed in, you put back their DPS. Which, Soldier's, I'll just say he's heavily dependent on. Soldier's really good. Most teams depend on him to lay out the constant damage. How much damage does his leap do? Winston's leap does 50. Diva's boop does 25. Melee does 30 for all characters except for Torb and Reinhardt. And they burn a bunch of alts. You have 99%. It's fine.
They don't have
Oh.
Also, we got a donation.
Wait for Tracer and get it.
Let me pull that up. You can do, yeah, so you can do 80 damage as a burst, but remember you do 60 damage a second. Oh shit, Infamous Ninjas, he gave me $10. Thanks for the review, Chro. As always, stay ready. Chro love too. Chro love. Well, thank you so much for the $10, man. I grill. Oh no, sorry, I thought you were the Mercy. The Widow, yeah, your Widow play was quite good. You fuck around with the Genji a little bit too much, but that's fine. It's good. You get the hell out of there. Hopefully, try to get some heals. Never mind, you're not getting heals. Jump in traffic. Yes. Hog's still on you. He's gonna hook you. Good. Good call. Good. So this guy's using sound. And Winston's shield cooldown is so quick. It's fine to use it in situations like that.
Go in.
So your target should be this. Yes.
Then just one.
So the problem. So you could have 1v1 the soldier. If you threw down a shield and you stay, you play the shield game. I think that's the skill. Since you're in Diamond, that's what you're going to have to get good at. I think that's probably the one thing I would tell you to get just at the review so far. Hog was behind him. Not when he was fighting the soldier one-on-one. On top. Hold on. People in chat are saying I'm wrong. Hold on.
Then go in.
When he was on the high ground, there was no one behind. Yeah, see here? Yeah, he could have played the shield game really strong right there and killed the soldier.
Then just one.
There's the Roadhog. Yes, you are correct after that. But before that, it was that initial attack that he could have won there. Yeah, what, chat? What? Hog was on the bouncy house? I don't think he was. I will disagree with you guys. Hog was, I believe he was below him at that point in time. He only needed 2 seconds to kill the soldier. He was really close. Like the soldier, if they just like ran at each other, maybe the soldier would have won because of the headshot bonus. But he was at like 190 health. The soldier was probably at, he was probably at 60 to 70. I mean, it was very close. But it still is a moot point because he just needs to learn how to play the shield game. He hasn't done it yet in the game. There you go. There you go. Land that leap damage. And remember, Winston can, even though sacrificing yourself is a really bad idea, Winston's one of the few characters, if you jump on 3 or 4 heroes at once, and you do 3 to 4 seconds of damage, it's worth it, if your team can capitalize on it.
Go point, go point.
Okay, this isn't bad. The mercy res to absorb that that charge. That was great. Have I started the 5th season? I have not. I essentially, I don't play the first day of placement matches. I believe it's just not nice. Edge nasty. Yeah, a lot of people think they know a lot about Overwatch, and they'll talk like they do. Okay, so that was this was a good move. You did exactly enough damage to Ana. You almost killed her. You're taking Reinhardt out of the fight. Even if you don't kill him, you do kill him. That's even better. You know. Okay, see, here's good shield game. That's so like that right there is difficult for people to deal with. That was good play there. So you got it in you. You just got to do it more often. Nothing you can do about that. Oh shit, boys. It's high noon. High noon, 8, a right click. Okay, okay. You're still alive? Okay, that worked, whatever. You absorbed this shot for your McCree. You guys broken Overwatch politics. Well, that's how the world works.
I don't know, Genji.
Oh, yeah, support the Genji. He's doing something crazy. But sometimes you have to support crazy. I think that's what a lot of people think about me, actually.
Yeah, it's because our Winston again is not chasing Mercy.
Oh, what a... You had to do that, right? You're kind of in a rough spot, and you did it. Oh, don't respond to him. If someone's yelling at you, just don't respond to them. They've won if you yell. If you respond to someone yelling at you, they won. Right? Because they're not going to change their opinion. And because of him saying that, here's the kicker, guys. Because of that guy saying that, he mentally saw the Genji and he's like, oh, I have to go after the Genji now. The Genji essentially dodged all your attacks because he just dashed away and then left you doing nothing. And now you're at and now you've already lost. You've lost. As soon as you start typing, you've lost. So he's already lost the mind game here. Like, this guy's tilted. Even if he says he's not tilted, he typed. He hit enter, therefore he's tilted. Better do something stupid together than a smart thing alone. That is true in Overwatch. Holy shit, is that true? If you see 2 or 3 people doing something dumb, you're like, well, I just have to join in on this, right?
Stay next to someone.
I don't know.
Use your mic.
A little bit quick on that. But you don't have a shielder. That's very... Yeah.
1 HP, 1 HP make you wall.
I know you're playing quite... Like, you're playing very passive. I think because of everyone's what they're saying.
Play back, play back. Take it, boys.
But don't, as a Winston, don't just constantly leap on the tanks. It's not bad to keep them busy, and it is interesting that your team doesn't have a shield. You're kind of playing like, I mean, you got Winston and Genji, so you want to be in their face, but at the same time, you're running Roadhog, McCree, Mercy. So you're playing very safe characters at the same time. There you go. As soon as you start landing your leaps, like that, Zenyatta died super quick because of the leap. So hitting enter and saying hi is a way that you're showing tilted? Yeah, I would say so. Okay, that's actually, I think, the right choice there. Good job. Some of these pickoffs are really good. Like, of course, Winston's great at picking off the 200 hit point targets. Watch. Yeah, chill down here.
To be on site.
They're running 2 tanks. Okay, save up for a little bit. Okay, I think that was fine. You did have someone on point, so it was cool. Just one of those things you have to do. But overall, I think your target priority is a little bit too heavy on the tanks, and your shields are coming down really, really early. I would actually say that shield's okay because you were trying to assist your McCree.
Help it.
Racer's an annoying bitch, that's for sure.
There he goes again.
That Genji, he's dealing really good damage to your Mercy.
Nice.
There's nothing you can do. If he kills your Mercy faster than you can kill him, that's what's going to happen every time. Yeah, he's trying to help his healers. The problem is Winston, he has really consistent damage, but without his leap, he lacks a bit of burst. Right, you need that 50 damage on your leap to really kill 200 hit point targets quickly. And this is fine, just, yeah, making that son of a bitch pay, that's great. If you don't land your leap, then it does take over 3 seconds to kill someone. The problem is that Genjis and Tracers can kill someone in less than 3 seconds. So while it's nice you can, like, harass people off of your healers, they can burst your healers down very quickly. So Winston isn't the best at protecting supports. He's good at helping your... He's good at supporting your DPS players.
Rodog, are you a good Zarya player?
I mean, really, it's up to the McCree to help the supports out at this point. Since they're diving with Genji Tracer, like, either the Hog has to help or the McCree has to help. Why do people get tilted by solo ults so much? They just think it's a waste, I guess? Alright, they're all coming from down low. Go down there now.
Holy shit. Nice.
Perfect.
Aiming's overrated.
Does Winston do more damage during ult? No, he doesn't.
They're coming.
I think his melees, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they do 60. But because you're not hitting multiple people with your melee attacks, you know everyone's coming that way. Okay, okay. I think you can still challenge him. Get in there. Still stay in the fray. Yeah, you can use leap on cooldown, but definitely stay in the fray. It looks like you're avoiding the combat a little bit too much.
Good hold, guys.
If you can't keep it, just stand on it. Come on, boys, just reboot! I can't go. Fuck.
Okay, so Winston's melee is 40 damage per hit? Okay.
Need to kill Zanya.
But yeah, his DPS with his gun is 60 DPS on a single target. If you're hitting more than one target, then significant damage increase. You know the... Okay. Jesus Christ. Man, yeah, Roadhog's getting a little bit of a damage nerf, because I think that did 400 damage. Well. How does it end? No! What a cliffhanger!
Let's go in.
Oh, I wonder how it ends. It's 2-2. They're about to cap. 63 versus 24%. Oh man, this son of a bitch. This son of a bitch. It's like a season finale. Or series finale. Yeah, season finale. Man. Man, that sucks. Alright. Well, we'll review it. We'll review it. Okay. So, what are we looking at? I will say... So, I want to say he's bubbling early, but he's bubbling for supports, and he's doing that because his team didn't have a proper tank. Which is okay. he was really trying to be a really good tank to his supports. And here's the thing, like, as much as I want to critique that, like, that's okay to try. In fact, I think it's good if tanks try to play different ways sometimes. Like, if you're a Winston, try to play super aggressive, or try to stay super passive and protect your teams. Like, try to act like a Reinhardt. And see what happens with the class when that, that happens. See if it works or see if it doesn't. So I don't want to critique that too much. And we only get to see one game of them. Now, it was an extended game because it was 4 rounds, so it's longer than, like, a payload or whatnot. But overall, like, we're just going to have to go on what we see. I think he played fine for a diamond, but the big thing, and it's kind of like everything with Winston, is the shield game. So against 200 hit point targets, just constantly being on the edge of the shield, and you did it really well against the McCree that one time. You need to do this often. You need to understand this position advantage. Because Winston can kill most 200 hit point heroes by abusing this shield game. That's the biggest thing I would have to say to correct. Your ult seemed to be fine. I think every single time you ulted, you definitely singled one person out and took them out of the fight. And I think every single time you killed someone first and then ulted. Which is good. Only a couple times did I see you ult at full health, but that's not a big deal. Just remember, damage is, Winston does great damage, not in ult. His ult is actually a damage decrease. So decrease in damage, you could say. Your leaps, you were landing them. I saw you're specifically aiming for that Zenyatta over and over and over. Definitely need that leap damage. At 50 damage helps out a tremendous amount. And don't get tilted when your team kind of calls you out, because you were trying to play more against more to help your supports. The problem is that against burst supports, Winston has a hard time helping. If someone comes in, if a Tracer or a Genji, and they kind of two-shot someone, you can't do anything like that. You do 60 DPS. Straight. If you can't kill them in those, 3-point-something seconds, then, you can't save your team. You can try to, do an amazing bubble, but it's too difficult to get a bubble like that. Your best choice, or your best chance, is to throw down the bubble, and then body block. Get in front of the Mercy, or the support, and try to body block a bit, and then use the shield as another means of stopping damage. It's still difficult to do. What else? There's a couple times sound, as always. I heard a Roadhog and some people sneaking up on you. Watch out for that. Yeah, you were playing definitely a more passive Winston than I think anyone else is used to, but that's not a bad thing. That's just exploring the class. Most people like to, on this from passive, pass, to aggressive. Most people are like over here. That's how they play Winstons. And this time you're playing very passive over here. Which is cool, again, because you should understand this entire spectrum with every single character that you play. So I won't say that was a fault. Accuracy, I think it was 100%. You're doing great. You're hitting all your shots that you're taking. That's normal for a Winston. Your leaps were a little short, and you were targeting tanks more than I would like. So I think that's where I'll stay with that. Yeah, shield game, target priority. Target priority, shield game, getting caught by sound. You get surprised a couple times. Oh, don't get tilted. If someone yells at you, they're going to keep yelling at you. Nothing you can say will ever change their mind. So that's why I don't argue with people like that. What would I have you work on? As a low diamond Winston, what would I have you work on? I would say the shield game is, well, maybe that can wait, but yeah, shield game is your target priority. I saw you were aiming for squishies a lot of the times, and this game, I think you were targeting tanks a lot because you were just trying to stay back a little bit and trying to be more of a tank type, like traditional sense of a tank. So I won't speak too much to that. But I think your shield game needs to step up. You played it once or twice in the entire game. I mean, you should be playing that often when playing against another 200 point, or playing against a 200 point hero. Yeah, does anyone have any questions? Actually, we're just going to move on.